Scaphism. The Persian bug spa. Let's kick things off with one of the most disgusting punishments ever devised, scaphism. Ancient Persia didn't just want you dead, they wanted you dead slowly, with bugs and a full-body dairy bath. Here's how it went. You'd be stripped naked and stuffed between two hollowed-out boats, kind of like a canoe sandwich, and you're the ham. Then they'd force-feed you milk and honey until your bodily functions went on strike, and they wouldn't stop feeding you. Nope, they'd slather honey on your face, eyes, ears, and every exposed crevice, turning you into a literal dessert tray for insects. Flies, beetles, maggots, they all move in like it's a 5-star Airbnb. Days pass, the stench, the rot, the infections. You're alive the whole time. Some victims lasted over a week. Yes, someone watched this happen. For 7 whole days. Brazen Bull, Bronze Age barbecue. Next stop, ancient Greece, land of democracy, philosophy, and also insane torture art. The Brazen Bull looked like a statue, a hollow bronze cow, but inside, a chamber just big enough for a fully grown man. Victims were locked in, and a fire was lit beneath. The metal heated, cooking the poor soul inside. But wait, here's the part where it gets creative. The bull's head had pipes that turned screams into animalistic moans. So as the person inside screamed in agony, it sounded like the bull was mooing. This was entertainment. Courtroom drama, ancient style. And the inventor, a guy named Perillos. He made the bull, showed it to the tyrant Phalaris, and said, "Look what I made." Phalaris was like, "Cool, you first." He threw Perillos into the bull. Irony served hot. Keel hauling, ship happens, onward to the high seas. Keel hauling was a Dutch naval punishment, and by punishment, I mean waterboarding meets cheese grater. Here's how it went. You'd be tied with ropes and dragged under the ship, from one side to the other. Doesn't sound bad? Oh right, the barnacles. Ships back then were basically underwater hedgehogs. Barnacle-covered hulls acted like thousands of razors, so every pass scraped off your flesh. Best case, you come up gasping, bleeding, but alive. Worst case, you drown. Or both. There is no okay case. It was usually a spectacle. The captain would watch, maybe sip tea. Sailor morale. The Iron Crown of Milan, but make it squeeze. Let's take a quick detour to medieval Italy, where someone said, hey, what if we turned a crown into a medieval nutcracker? The Iron Crown wasn't symbolic, it was mechanical. You'd wear it, and it'd be slowly tightened using screws, crushing your skull like a walnut. It wasn't always fatal, but it was always uncomfortable. Some say it was used for confessions, others say it was just revenge with style. Flaying. Medieval skincare gone wrong, and now we reach the all-time classic, flaying. Used by Assyrians, Aztecs, and the occasional medieval executioner with too much time and a sharp knife. You'd be skinned, alive, starting from the legs or back, sometimes the face, because apparently horror movies weren't a thing yet, so they made their own. There were even ceremonial flayings, as in, we're not even mad at you, we just think this looks cool. Victims were sometimes displayed like medieval leather jackets. Imagine going to war and coming home to find your uncle hanging on a pole. Casual Tuesday. Rat torture. Rodent Engineering 101. Let's jump to 17th century Europe, where someone discovered a new use for rats. DIY torture tool. Rat torture involved placing a metal bucket full of rats onto a prisoner's stomach. The bucket was then heated, causing the rats to panic, dig downward, and, yep, through the person. Because nothing says justice like turning your torso into a rodent escape tunnel. The Pier of Anguish, oral and other exams. This one, French, of course. The Pier of Anguish was a metal device shaped like a flower bud or a pear. Once inserted, and I do mean inserted, it would be twisted open like a car jack. It was used orally for blasphemers and elsewhere for moral crimes. It didn't kill, but it guaranteed you'd never enjoy pears again,